All right, guys, I know you hear this from a lot of YouTubers and guys that do classic cars and things. What is the holy grail? Well, as far as square bodies go, I think we have it. This K20 Silverado truck, I'll give you a little backstory on it first. We buy trucks every day. Sometimes I buy 2, 3 square bodies a day, but most of the time it's a mixture of other stuff and then maybe 2 or 3 square bodies a week. We're always getting people to reach out. I've got the nicest truck you've ever seen. I got the best truck you've ever seen. I've got the most rare truck you've ever seen. We get excited. Like, we're kids with these things. They're everywhere. We love them. We got buildings full of them. We just happen to be in this building today, and you've seen some of these in the past, but we got some you've never seen. This is one of them. So the guy called, he said, I got 2 trucks. My dad bought both of them brand new. I think you'd be interested. Cool. We text with people, we text with people, we text with people. He had a text back, were you interested? I was like, okay, let me find the text, let me find the pictures. We went back and forth, went back and forth, went back and forth. Lo and behold, he finally Christian gets me sat down, says, hey, can we concentrate on some of these? Yep, I'll go through them. The trucks were way out west, long ways away, so I can't touch them, feel them, see them, drive them. I've got to send money. It's always a question mark. So the guy was super nice, though. The guy was very nice on the phone, maybe even text messages. I think we only spoke one time. And he said, look, I'd like to make a package deal on the 2 trucks. We worked back and forth. We made the deal. Hadn't had any rain, but on the way, both trucks ran into rain. So they showed up, they were kind of dirty. First thing I saw about this one, I said, okay, decent truck, not bad at all. Been painted, pinstripe, been changed, a couple other things. It was dirty, it was dusty. It was Monday, so 3 or 4 days ago, and I just did not have time to really go over the truck. But I did jump in it, and I had to run down the street, and I jumped in it, and the truck drove perfect, absolutely perfect. I looked in the bed while I was putting some gas in it, and I noticed how perfect the bed was. Now you'll see 4 squares. It did have a roll bar. We took the roll bar out. We're gonna put some plugs in there. And I'm gonna drop a video of the bottom of this bed, a picture. AJ, insert picture here of bottom of bed, of what this truck looks like underneath. But if you've ever messed with these trucks, you can appreciate this bed has some scratches. We're probably gonna buff the inside of this bed. Crazy, but I think we are. But look at the seam sealer. All the seam sealer's original. It's all there. Now, if you paint a truck, that gets painted the same color as the truck. That's original seam sealer on this truck. This is an 83 K20 4x4. Before I get too far and forget to mention that. So after looking at that, looking at the rest of the truck, I said, you know what, let me reach back out to this guy. So I reached back out to him. I said, hey, can you give me a little more history? Yeah, most people would have asked that, but in the busyness of things with us, I don't ask all the questions I should always ask, because I can take a truck as long as it's solid. He promised me it was rust-free. He said, dude, this truck's rust-free. There's no rust. So I knew that part was good anyway. Most every truck's been painted. This one's been painted, that one's been painted, that one's been painted, that one's been painted, that one's been painted. This one has not been painted. The white one over there has been painted. The green Bronco's been painted. So out of all of them in this, there's one that hasn't been painted before. Now there's 2. This truck is fully original paint. I have the text message back from the customer that says, my dad bought this truck new. If you don't remember, I told you that. Truck's all original paint, other than there was a ding at delivery on the passenger side that they took care of before he picked it up. The pinstripe he added at the dealer, along with, I'm pretty sure he said the rails and then these little popular Chevy symbols. This is an original paint truck, guys. So once I knew that, I said, you know what? Now it's time for me, one, to reach out to Kenny and tease him about me having the most perfect truck ever, probably, which he fell in love with, and he's going to be the one to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, because he will want to find something to fault me on. And then I need to go to Daniel, because I wanted the roll bar out. I wanted it checked over on the rack to make sure it was what I think it is. Insert picture number 2. Look at the cab mount on this truck. It doesn't even have surface rust, much less anything else. And it is original, never painted. So let's pop the hood. Because it's a K20, it has the 350 option, which was super cool. It starts, it runs, it doesn't have a lick of rattle, shake, shimmy, vibration. Now my guy did get ahead of me. This motor was dusty. I think I have a picture and I'll insert it. Look at the sticker. That's original. Not been painted, not been replaced, not been taped up. Original inner fenders. Now the AC has been switched over to 134 and the AC works perfectly. Another thing that everybody that's looked at it so far has commented on, look how clean the wires look. You do have extra wire for the trailer brake wiring, I believe is where that goes. But look how clean the wires are. Now he didn't pressure wash under here, he washed under here and then he put dressing under here. I wish he hadn't done it, it didn't need it. Original hood felt, original GM hose, original GM chalk mark, right here. Original washers, perfect. You hit it right on that one, AJ. You come over here, the hose clamp, you gotta come this way. Look at the hose clamp holding the hose on. Factory. Look at the frame. Unpainted, raw original frame. Perfect. GM manifolds. The motor has no leaks. The transmission has no leaks. Daniel said it does have some seepage at the rear diff seal. Seepage. That's it. We need a light. Actually, AJ, do we have a flashlight in here? All right, phone. Put your flashlight. Phone. All right. So, just want you guys just to see the wires. Original big air filter. Original air filter connection hose. Original. Very, very, very original. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right there in the door. Still there, not painted over, not painted around. That would have been an oil change sticker that they stick on in the olden days. Now get to the interior. Look at that. They added a tack. They added a dash cover. I'm glad they added that dash cover because underneath that dash is a perfect dash. I mean, a absolutely perfect dash. Crisp as it can be. And again, guys, we get a ton of you that follow us for these trucks. We are not the only person that knows things about square bodies. We don't know it all at all. We know a lot, but we don't know it all. I will put this truck next to pretty much anything. Now, Dennis Collins, he found some 5 mile, 10 mile, 20 mile trucks. Yeah, they're in the wrapper. We get that. That's cool. So I'm not saying there's not others. But for a long bed, 3/4 ton truck, they were work trucks. A short bed, they were hot rods. They got put away. A long bed truck was a work truck. For this truck not to have hauled loads of wood, for this truck not to have been put in a construction company, it's pretty unusual. I did have my uncle put an LED light up there because I love the LED lights and the new clear lens because you can see in here. Perfect time to see in here because I want to do this video. 4-speed truck. This truck clicks through the gears even better than the Fall Guy truck. The windows, tight as a tick. I mean super duper tight. No wind noise. All the seals and gaskets are original and they're not even cracked. So this truck obviously stayed indoors. All the chrome around the gauges, crisp. The gauges work properly, the AC works properly, the factory radio works properly. We did leave the tack. Daniel said, you know what? I think somebody with a 4-speed will like the tack. It's an old school tack. We left it. It does work. The seat belts, perfect. These things are always chewed up and broken. They're there. They're great. There's no wear on the seat belts. The headliner is perfect, and it's original. The rearview mirror, starting to get the little bit of fuzziness. It's original. All the trim here is original. All of the tagging in here is here and proper. That's all the codes for everything. I'm gonna go through some of this. I meant to do it earlier, but I'll go through a little bit of that. Let's see what we got here. Insurance manual. Taxes are paid. 1983 book. 1983 inspection. Wow. The BF Goodrich flyer that came with it. The General Motors emissions. The actual paperwork there. That stuff we need to go through, AJ, for sure. Make sure it doesn't get out of its booklets. That's just a bunch of more current stuff. All the stickers, just like they're supposed to be. Rocker panels are perfect. Cab corners are perfect. Roof paint is perfect. Now, let me take the phone and I'll dip underneath real quick. See how this turns out, guys. It's gonna be a little tough, but I'm gonna get down here and do it. Take a look. Look at the cab mounts. It does have aftermarket exhaust. We have not touched the underneath of this truck to wash it, clean it, or dare paint it. It even has the little flap protector to keep the dirt out of there. You guys know I'm a huge pet peeve about these pieces of plastic. The inner fenders, even in the little cracks and crevices, don't have any rot. Daniel said it even has the shroud around the switcher valve where the two lines come together. We got to get a creeper and a lift, AJ. That won't worth a damn. That's your phone. But I hope that shows you guys we're blown away with this truck. Now, will we sell this truck? Daniel says don't. Brian and Jake both looked at it as well. Jake wants the roll bar. Can't part with that. Because we got a project coming up that I really do need that for. My stripe guy said, hey, let me fix the stripe. That's really like the only imperfection on the truck. It's got a bad spot. And I can tell you, somebody leaned against it doing something and scratched it with their belt buckle. There's just no words for a truck like this. And I know that sounds salesmanish and all the other crap, but if you know where there's an original, now restored, I get it. I know they're out there. You can do a nut bolt restoration back to factory and you could probably appreciate a truck a little more than this. This truck is original. I just would love to know how original. Like, are those the original headlights? Are those the original light bulbs? I'd love to know more, but you know, again, it can't talk, so we can't tell. But the rest of the truck, we left this little doodad right here on the hood, which was basically a bug shield before bug shields. It's stainless. The body lines are perfect. I mean, perfect, perfect. Again, I can't wait for Kenny to get a hold of this one. If you guys follow the channel, you know Kenny is who we call the doctor. Look at the wipers and the wiper arms. He has had more of these trucks apart than almost anybody and put them back together the right way. We've had plenty of them apart. We've probably had more of them apart than he has, but we don't put them back together. He puts them back together with every little washer, wafer, washer, you name it, he does it. The right connections, the right hose clamps, that's stuff he's a nerd about. This truck, I have to say, I can't wait for his expression. It's probably going to blow his mind. You see a two-wheel drive like this every now and then? We actually had one 6 months ago. Single owner, 5 miles down the road. Documented to the hilt, original to the hilt. But but it was a 2-wheel drive. A long bed 3/4 ton, 4-speed truck that's never been worked out of, that's never been abused. There's no rust pocketed up in the frame. It's not been down a dirt road. It lived in a garage/barn. Amazing. Just over the top, beyond myself, amazing. Love it, guys. If somebody out there has a collection, if somebody out there, this is their dream truck, if somebody out there bought one of these trucks brand new, I'm not saying that we won't sell it, but at this moment it's not for sale. Again, like Daniel said, if you go part with it, it better be the one, or you better trade something awful darn good up for it. But this is the one that we really should have sitting in the corner of one of our showroom buildings, not this building that we call a showroom, but one of our buildings where we keep things like this that we don't sell or we don't part with, because I don't think another one will come along. I'm very proud of that truck. I'm overly proud that the customer didn't build it up, which made it even that much better, because most people build it up and then it gets here and we're like, okay, it's not bad, you know. He didn't lie to us, but it's not perfect. This one was, hey, it's a cool truck, it's a nice truck. It's an amazing truck. It is beyond amazing. Thrilled to have it, so original. No, we're not gonna lift it up and put boggers on it. This truck is gonna stay the way it is. And if you guys are square body connoisseurs, I think you will fall in love, beyond in love with this truck. We got to wash it. We got to wax it. We got to have Kenny put his fingers and paws all over it. We got to plug the little holes where the roll bar was. There's nothing else we got to do. This truck runs, drives, and we fire it up. It runs so daggone good. Take the mic back there. Old school bone stock 350 at its best right there. Through the dual pipes, not obnoxious. The hitches aftermarket, that's a Reese. The bumper has been, you know, I didn't ever ask him about the bumper, so I do need to figure that out. But there's nothing else to complain about on this truck. It is so cool. We'll drop those pictures in. Hopefully they made it in the video. We're going to photograph this truck. We're going to put it on the rack. When Kenny's got it at his house, we're going to go over every little thing that we can find that is so appreciative to guys. We know y'all are out there that actually worked on these trucks when they were brand new. Just like the little piece of paper we posted the other day. Kenny put it in one of the posts where the little piece of paper was still wrapped around the line from the factory where they ran it down the frame and they put it in the clamp. That's so original and so cool to see, and you just don't ever find that these days. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Thrilled to bring you this video, one of the most exciting videos, even though it's not flashy and crazy and got boggers on it like these other ones. That is a time capsule, Holy Grail find, one of the nicest, coolest square bodies we have ever owned. So thanks for coming along with us. Appreciate it. And you guys are going to see a lot more. We're going to name this truck. Drop it in the comments what we should name this truck. Grandpa, HG for Holy Grail. Tell us what we should name this truck, because we want you to follow along and live life with this truck just like we're going to. Next video up's about the mud bog truck. We got a couple other videos to knock out today since it's raining so hard. Thanks for each and every one of y'all watching, subscribing. Stay tuned.